Kia ora koutou katoa, and welcome to Kakahuria ki te Atawhai, Clothes and Kindness. My name is Nan Walden-Moeung, and I'm from Wellington East Girls College.
And I'm Amy Macaskill from Kapiti College.
Te tawa mai I runga, te tawa mai I raro, te tawa mai I roto, te tawa mai I waho, kia tau ai, te Maori tū, te Maori ora, ki te katoa, haumie, huie, tahiki. Welcome to our TENZ presentation. This is a visual representation of our body of work within the construction, co-construction and teaching of traditional and contemporary Korowai and Kakahu, and how it raises Māori achievement in high schools. Ko mangaha me te maunga, ko waipawa te awa, ko Te-Aitanga-a-Mahaaki te iwi, ko takipu te karaka te marae. No te karaka ahau, no wairarapa ahau, no whanganui atara ahau. Ko whaia Nan Walden toko ingoa. My iwi is from the east coast of the North Island, just outside of Gisborne, in a small town called Te Karaka. And my name is whaia Nan Walden.
Ko takitimu te waka, ko tarahaua te mauka, ko orari te awa, ko Kakahu, kai tahu te iwi, ko katihui rapa te hapu. My name's Amy Macaskill. On my Maori side, I whakapapa back to Kai Tahu in Temuka, where the pottery is from. My grandfather was James Stewart, and his daughter Wendy is my mother, and they live in Christchurch now. I work at Kapiti College as the fashion and textiles teacher, and I'd like to acknowledge the mana whenua of the rohi of where we did this original presentation to a hiwi in Ototahi, Christchurch. Kia ora.
Kia ora. So Amy and I did a presentation at the TENZ National Conference in 2023 in October at the Discovery School. We planned a day and had some talking about what we might want to do. We talked about hongi to start with, but we decided to leave that out as we didn't want to perpetuate COVID at this time. We did pepeha and karakia and had time for our teachers who were watching our presentation to discuss as well. But the day before, Amy and I came up with a bit of an idea, as you do, to have something tangible to work with our hands during the presentation. And we came up with a collaborative pake idea where each member of the presentation would receive some harakeke where they could turn it into like skudus harakeke, where then we would apply it to a kaupapa already made. Do you want to talk some more to that?
Yeah. So I harvested the whenua at my parents' house on the morning of, and had some leftover from the weaving presentation the day before. We prepared the space so that we wanted a collaborative, more space like you're on a marae or in a wānanga, and because I've been doing weaving and because it's my whenua, I think I instructed people how to shred the whenua. We had the tools that we had to hand, so but we wanted people to get to do that. So we karakied, we looked after the whenua, we discussed all the tikanga around it, and then plaited the kaupapa for us, and everyone worked on their whenua while we went through the rest of the presentation, and it was a great talking point. It meant people had something to do, I think, because we're all hautotu as technology teachers, and everyone knotted their piece whenua or pieces of whenua of threaded whenua onto the kaupapa, and then we went from there. One of the members of the Ropu knew how to whatu, so she started whatuing. And we added bits and pieces. Yeah, so it was a great thing to have going on while we were presenting, and then Nan got on with her side of the presentation.
Yeah. It was also something that teachers could take away straight away to their classroom and implement with their students, and you can see that in the picture on the left-hand side that I did that with my students as soon as I got back to Wellington East. We also gifted this pakea to the organiser of the event. Tracy Henderson was quite amazing in all of the logistics that went on in organising the conference, so a huge mihi to her. This was a video that we used to help people understand what it was we wanted them to do. So, and you can just jump on that link there if you'd like to watch it. So the main talking points of our presentation was the creation of contemporary and traditional Korowai and Kakahu, especially in a high school setting for different students. This one here and this one here are Tane and Wahine. They were the first ones that I ever made and had students help me make. That was back in 2016. These ones have since been retired, and we can see here that Amy and I created this. Amy created the black one and I did the red and black one, and you can see the older ones down in the frames now. And Amy and I got to go to Hutt Valley High School's Maori Achievement Awards and gift these, and they were blessed by Mike Ross again. So this is kind of full circle for us, but the biggest learning experience for me in teaching this art form is the achievements that students go through and the change that they go through when they are able to know who they are, to be able to find their identity within their whakapapa. And if we take Nasha Masters, for example, who I taught in 2018 at St. Catherine's College, Nation had been having a challenging time at her old school, and when she came to me, we decided to make Korowai. And in that year, she just totally turned her life around. And I think that part of it was knowing who she was, but also it was just it was her as well. So being able to give students the belief in themselves creates this kaupapa of teaching Korowai. So this one with the tassels is contemporary Korowai, and being able to allow the students to know their identity, who they are, where they come from, and it raises their achievement. I would like to touch on the name Korowai and what it actually means. So we just go down a few slides here. You'll see that we talk about the evolution of an art form, and if anyone knows what a pashmina is, most people recognise the word pashmina as a shawl or a scarf. It's quite a high-end scarf, but actually the pashmina is the wool that comes from the neck, the underneath of the neck of a Himalayan mountain goat, and it is slowly but surely over time being given this different name because the pashmina scarf was made out of this neck wool. But now if you Google pashmina, you'll see that mostly shawls and scarves come up. So we need to find a real balance here of what is cultural appropriation and what is cultural evolution. So you'll see that in some of the kakahu that our students have made, they have stitched on feathers, which is a really contemporary way of doing things. But an actual korowai is a garment that is made from muka, so the fibres of harakeke or flax plant, and it has these distinguishable black tassels, which you can see here in this photo. And so the word korowai has kind of been rebranded in New Zealand as a ceremonial, prestigious cloak that people wear for graduations or prize givings. And I think it's really important to note that there is evolution in this art form, and I teach my students the art form of rāranga, of weaving, especially to let them know that there are our traditional techniques that we need to hold on to and honour. It honours our tipuna and it honours our whakapapa. So just here there's a bit of a definition.
Yeah, and so we talked about this a bit in the presentation. This is still a big thing that both of us are researching, understanding. Nan's doing her master's this year. I'm learning weaving, so really finding out the background of all this, all the language and things like that. My weaving tutors personally won't use kakahu. I won't use korowai for anything unless it's made of muka. Many garments do have their own names, but also so often I'm still using the language of kakahu, which just is a word for clothing. And so that's really interesting. That's a kōrero that we both have. There's people that argue these cases, and that's a good thing for teachers to understand this language, understand how they're using it, why they're using it, that sort of thing. Yeah. So now we're on the slide of some of the weaving work that I've done. I'm just starting this. I've got my certificate in Maori Indigenous Art, so I did level 4. This year I'll be going into level 5, and we will be doing more. We will do a paki this year. We will learn extracting muka and how to do that this year, so I really look forward to that. So this is the work that I did. This is what we've been doing at school with students. This is my work from my course this year. And then these kakahu are the work of our Year 9 students. Every Year 9 students under the guardianship of Margaret Jackson and Whaia June. Margaret Jackson designs them, and every student will work on this cloak during our Year 9 noho series, where each Year 9 form class has a night and a day at our on-site marae, Kapiti marae, where they make this and a tukutuku panel. These ones are collective. The tukutuku panels, they often make one per class. And so this project and this big part of our school is a big part of why I'm learning to weave, so I can be a part of this. But it's a big thing that's embedded into our school now. Yeah. And on that, Whaia Margaret, it's the Kakahu project, not the Korowai. They have different things. And we also often make them for other ceremonial things like tangi. We might make more temperate, quick ones like this that you can finish in a shorter amount of time. Yeah. And I think there's one more. This was this year's one, and this was part of the Kohara to Shine exhibition that we had, that Nan ran at Massey University this year, or 2023. Yeah, so this is how I embed it into my classroom and how we'll be going forward. Yeah.
So Kohara to Shine is on this year again. It'll be held on September. The dates will come out in the TENZ and the TENZ newsletters. But if we go back to our presentation, one of the major milestones within my teaching program is the Hokanui Fashion Design Awards and the TENZ Fashion Design Awards. And so this year, my students created what was called the Kakahu Committee. And that was, last year, that was 3 students who decided to create Kakahu contemporary Korowai, so these red and black ones here, for our Manukura Māori prefects. And each year there are 4 Manukura Māori prefects. You can see them here. They are given the prestigious role of guiding our kapahaka and guiding our Māori students. And our Kakahu committee also look at how to name them and bless them. So these are all named and blessed and given over to our students. We also entered these into this year's Hokanui Fashion Design Awards, and our students won the Atawhai award for cultural identity. So that's another point where students creating these kakahu are able to really shine. We can see that these ones pictured here are the more contemporary techniques used. So these are pre-made taniko bands, and they are then attached to banded feathers, and these banded feathers are sewn, and then there's a lining that is put on the inside. But this is also taught alongside taniko weaving. So we do smaller samples of the taniko weaving so that students get an idea of what the tradition is and what our tipuna would have had to go through to make one. So it keeps those traditions alive, which is really important to me, really important to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we also want to honour the time that we have. So with our students, we only have a small amount of time. It probably takes up to 2 years to create actual korowai, from stripping the muka to weaving the whatu and having it all prepared. It's about 2 years, and our students don't have 2 years to complete, say, for example, NCA level 2. So we teach them some smaller samples of taniko weaving and whatu weaving, and then we allow them to use a more contemporary, more efficient way of time use with these projects.
Yes, I think that draws us to a close. We, that was our presentation. We had a lot of talking points. We worked together. We made the paki, and then and had lots of discussions about the language, the work. Some people have done some really great work going off of that, so it's really exciting. And we just hope it continues to evolve, and we'll keep on making it work. Yeah. So just like to close with a karakia. Unu hia, ki te uru tapunui, kia wātia, kia māma, te kākau, te tinana, te wairoa I te ara takatū. Koia rā I roko, whakakiria aki hiruka. Kia tina, humie, huie, taihe. And I stumbled on that because I deliberately chose this one because it's Kaitahu dialect, which even though I am Kaitahu, I still struggle with recognising. So thanks a lot. Kia ora.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Always keep learning and always remember that we're here. If anyone needs support with their Mātauranga Māori implementation in their technology classrooms, we're more than willing to come and kōrero with you and guide you and help you through that. Ngā mihi nui.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.